Hey guys, it's the Texans Talking Podcast. The two best members of the crew. We got rid of the other guy.
Yeah, he's finally
So,
gone. Don't worry about it,
yes,
guys.
you guys saw me earlier. It's me, Rios, and glad to join us on a lovely Sunday afternoon. It's Poppy.
¿Qué pasó, Ichiro? Is it
So,
that lovely? Because I was at work all day, so I have no idea if it's a
uh,
lovely afternoon.
I was off today. Beautiful weather. It was in the 60s in the morning. Not too humid. It was lovely, lovely.
Must be nice, man. Must be nice.
It'd probably be the last we see of this weather, but hey, you know what? Enjoy it while you got it.
No, it's gotta be better, man. I need it to get colder. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this heat. I'm tired of the summer.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, the weather was probably the best thing about the afternoon if you're a Texans fan. Because
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I didn't get to listen to you guys' pregame chat, but what did you see today compared to weeks prior?
so so on the morning of pregame, all three of us predicted the Chargers to win, which obviously
I
happened.
mean, yeah, no brainer, no brainer.
We had it a little bit closer. So I had it 21-9.
Okay.
I figured it'd be low scoring, but I'm glad it wasn't because I've Herbert in my fantasy team, so I'll take the points. But
Right.
I think Carlos had his something similar, not as high scoring. I think our friend Ryan from the Chargers side, he had it a bit of higher scoring. He had it closer to what the Vegas odds were because the Vegas over under was 45.
Right.
It was over that, obviously, but I mean, again, no one saw that one coming. But yeah, he had it also Charger. I think he had it like I want to say like 20. He had it like 31 to like 21 or something. Like he had it.
That's
Close.
wild. Yeah. That's
he had
wild.
it to the actual score was like it was a lot closer than
Going into it, I had it more like, the Chargers like around 30, 31. And I figured we might score like 9 points, a touchdown, maybe a lucky field goal type of thing. I didn't think we are gonna have a chance at all.
We had a chance at one point. Like when
at one point, after
27-24, they had a chance, but again, you put the ball in Mills' hands. The man has two pedals. There's no clutch, so you're
there's no clutch at all, man. It's you're free flowing back there. So I didn't get to watch much of the game. Like I said, I was at work. I watched some of the highlights. I watched a little bit of the game live when it was going on, any chance I had. But it looked like we've been hanging our hat on the defensive side of the ball so far this season because the offense has been very lackluster. All these question marks around Mills, around the O-line, the wide receivers, right? But at least we've been able to say, at least the defense is looking good. There's some bright spots here and there, and even Pierce on the offensive side of things. He's been like giving us hope. He's been keeping us in games.
Bright spot on the offense.
But today, defensively, man, we look like we had no chance. I know it's the Chargers. I know
it's Herbert.
It's Herbert, right? Like he's got the accuracy and the arm power and his offensive line gives him a lot of time on the ball, but half the time he doesn't even need it. Half the time he's quick to make decisions, unlike somebody we know.
Right.
And when he makes those decisions, I feel like more often than not he converts, right? But like I said, defensively, even against that defense, I mean, even against an offense like that, defensively today we had no response. Like it was hard to watch, man. Even me just watching the highlights, I can't even imagine what it was like watching it live.
Oh, it was bad. Like, so he's missing his all-pro left tackle, like out for the season. They just got their starter back at center. They had a rookie playing at right tackle, but he held his own. Like, no, I mentioned earlier to somebody else, like Herbert had time to the ball. Like he was never, rushed in the pocket. Sure, he, threw maybe a little quicker than he wanted to in some throws, because he was, again, he's playing, busted ribs. Like he's avoiding contact. So he's not going to hang in the pocket as normal. He's not going to make those runs as normal because, again, he's trying to longevity, thinking, we got a chance at the postseason. Let me stay healthy because if I'm out, we're done basically.
Yeah.
But like man, you can just see the difference in class. It was, like we both watch, football. Like
Yeah,
on the
it's
other
you
side, you
can,
can
there's
see,
levels. There's levels, right?
like you see like a world class player. Like you see a Xavi, a Iniesta, a
There's
Modric,
winners, there's
Kroos,
winners, and then there's just average players, right?
like world class, like midfield. Like those guys control the game. Like in football, the quarterback controls the game. You see the Iniestas, the Modric, the Krooses, the Xavis. Like those guys, world class. Like you can tell the difference in class. And then you see guys at couple levels below. That's
You get your Bruno Fernandez, you get your, Jordan Hendersons of the world,
your Mason Mounts,
Mason
like
Mounts, maybe players that could
they're
be
okay,
up
but
there, but they're not.
that's what we saw today. That's probably the best analogy I could think of as what we saw as far as the quarterback duel. Like Herbert is, he's on the cusp of being one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and Mills is on the cusp of becoming the elite backups.
It looked like men playing against children. That's how I would describe it,
Yeah.
Especially on that in the first half. I feel like on the second half, it's not. I don't think it's that we were doing so much better. It's that they took their foot off the gas. So I wasn't, even when we were coming back into the game, I wasn't very hopeful that we could turn it around. I was like, oh, okay, at least they're making it entertaining.
Yeah. No, it was entertaining. Like I had zero aspirations of them winning. Like especially when they were down by 3. Like, cool. We're thin striking. Just maybe they do something. But again, if you're relying on Davis Mills and Works Burkhead to save you, your season is done. You're not winning any games this year.
Yeah, I know. There was a moment where we punted the ball, right, and then we tackled the punt receiver, and then he fumbled the ball, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So when that happened, I felt like we had all
great DeAndre Carter.
Exactly, all the momentum was with us.
The score, and what happened?
Yeah,
Davis Mills.
So let's talk about Davis
out of field goal range. Like
let's talk about Mills. The whole preseason up to this point, all these games up to this point, you've been shitting on him the whole time. Carlos been shitting on him the whole time, and I've been starting to not necessarily like agree with you guys, but like understand you guys more, because I was very like not in the camp of like, oh, Mills is the guy, he's gonna take us to the promised land, because I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Well, that camp is dwindling on Twitter, so it brings joy to myself. Like,
yeah, I don't mess with them people on Twitter. I don't associate myself with them.
I'll say this. So like I've mentioned this since last year. Like I've seen, a decade plus of bad quarterback play. So I know a bad quarterback when I see one. And like I pointed out, and they, stick to soccer, blah blah blah. Every name in the book, like, oh, okay, what? And seeing them change their tune, makes me feel like.
Well, like, what I'll say,
like just because I'm part Hispanic, like,
I mean, what I'll say,
I'm a quarter German, like German efficiency. We got 5 World Cups, like, I'll take it.
After watching the things that I saw from this game, I feel like I'm with you now, like fully on with you. Like Mills could be a very solid backup quarterback.
He could.
He can be the guy who, like, maybe, if your quarterback goes down, he can come in and do a job. Hell, he might even win you a game,
I don't know about win, but he can hand the ball off like no other.
He's not like Teddy Bridgewater levels.
No.
But, he can do a job. We really desperately need a new quarterback. Davis Mills is not like, he's not the guy. He's not even like the guy
behind the guy.
The guy behind the guy, right? Like he's not even the same room as the guy. And I know the we got problems in the O-line and the offense in general. I feel like the coaching staff needs to be questioned, because like if we're gonna tank, let us just tank, whatever. Sometimes they'll, just leaving Mills out there, given how much he's been asked this year, Why?
I have a theory behind that. So
What you
a lot
got?
of people are questioning Pep Hamilton's play calling. I think as a play caller, you play to your quarterback strengths. Now,
What are they at this point? What are they?
that's what I'm getting to. So if he doesn't have, strengths or elite talents that you can build around, you try to protect him and, minimize those things he's not good at. Like Mills can't throw downfield, so they avoid those. He is, very indecisive. That first read, like in college, first read you throw it to that. Like they're trying to minimize mistakes, but at the NFL level, you can't build an offense around that.
Dude, but even
I
after
don't fault the coordinating or the play calling. Like you only do you play to your quarterbacks, his ceiling or limitations. Like you try to play within that level, and Mills is just
yeah, but even after today's game, if you saw the things in today's game, Mills was trying to throw the ball. He was actually trying, but he's just not good at it. I don't know if it's like, the route runners are not giving him the option, or the offensive line, because the O-line was giving him enough time.
time to throw the ball.
He was just not making like the decisions. He wasn't like quick with it. So like, but he's trying to throw the ball more so that he was in the first two games. So my thing is, if that's not working, just run the ball. Just run the ball.
That's the problem. They deviate from there. Like Pierce is clearly your best offensive player. I think they're trying to make a point with Mills. Like they want to show he's the guy, but he just doesn't have it. And like something we pointed out in I want to say it last week. So with Mills, anything outside of a check down, he's 30%. Intermediate and like long throws, like he's in the 30s. Like that's not NFL level. It's not even.
It's not.
That's not even Sunday league level. Like anything like within 10 yards, he's like like 67%. But anything outside of 67,
I've seen the high school quarterbacks throw better.
Anything outside of 10 yards, that 67% completion rate drops to like 30s. I'm like, and it's been consistent week after week. We're a quarter way through the season. It hasn't improved.
And after a game like this, you don't have people online looking at Collins and Cooks and saying like, oh no, these guys actually have potential, because they were getting yards here, they were catching throws. But like, honestly, like most of the throws that they were catching were like those throws where Mills isn't even thinking. He's just throwing the ball. He's just throwing the ball. Because if you give that man time to think, and that's what I saw from this game, if you give that man time to think, he overthinks.
Burkhead.
Exactly. He doesn't commit to anything. He's just like, oh no, first round, no, I can't see it. Oh, Burkhead, there you go.
Burkhead's right there.
Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like I'm in y'all's camp now. Like, he's not the guy, but
no. What was crazy to me? So I think they put up a graphic in the fourth quarter. So before they had scored in the fourth, the Texans were being outscored 30-0. 30-0. Mind you, we were playing world beaters. We weren't playing teams that, the teams we played, I don't see any of them making the playoffs. Those guys put up 30 points in the fourth to our 0. Today we put up 7, but that 7 put us in striking distance, and then they score again.
We couldn't make anything of it.
And then you make Mills, you rely on Mills to lead you to a win. It's again, to win you need 3 pedals: gas, brake, and clutch. Mills has brake and brake.
Yeah, it's just brake, like not even gas, bro.
Not even a gas.
The car broke down halfway.
It's defective.
Yeah.
You're not going to go forward, basically.
No,
and it's just,
we're not looking good, man. We're not. So at this point of the season, because we've been talking here for a little bit now. At this point in the season, what's going to happen? Bye week is in 2 weeks' time. I think you predicted at the beginning of the year, by the bye week, Mills gets benched.
Yeah, he almost got benched today.
He almost did.
We're watching it, and like they had, Kyle Allen warming up. Like they called a timeout because they were about to put him in. And then, he got bailed out by Pierce getting a 75-yard run. But
yeah, but like I said, at this point,
it's coming.
if you're the Texans, Rios, if you're making the calls, what do we do?
At this point, you got to realize your division not going to happen because Trevor Lawrence looking like the real deal. You still got the Titans, and then the Colts. Division's not happening.
Division's not happening.
Which is your one shot at making the playoffs. Which they should, if they were being honest with themselves, you should not be taking playoffs with this roster.
No, so not at
all. At this point. Mills, if he's holding back your offensive players, bench him. Play Kyle Allen because he's not afraid to throw deep. Because again, he's playing, just to play. He has no aspirations of winning the starting job or looking for a starter job anywhere. He's looking to play, so he's going to take more risks. Sure, more turnovers, but he's also going to open up the playbook. He's not afraid to throw deep. Like, maybe not accurate, but he'll throw deep.
He'll throw it, right? At least
he'll throw it. Like,
change it up a little bit.
Like guys with Nico, like, you know what?
Somebody other than Burkhead.
He's gonna throw to those guys. Like, he's gonna build confidence in them. And you know what? You want to build that confidence going into next year because clearly the franchise guy is playing college right now. He's not playing with us. So you want to build that confidence in those guys and give them the experience of getting separation. Winning in the route and making those tough catches. You want them to have that experience for the next guy, like the franchise guy, because he's not on the roster, he's not playing the pros, unless by some miracle or act of God we get Lamar Jackson, which again I would totally support.
I would be 100% behind that. Yeah. I don't see it happening, but
yeah, not gonna happen. But so I mean, aside from getting Lamar Jackson, your future quarterback's playing college. So you want your young receivers, guys like Nico. Again, he has the talent. The thing is doesn't have the experience. But again, they're not playing to his strengths. Like
I feel like Mills is holding
big body 6'4" receiver. Like just avoids him. Like
Mills is holding him back. And I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. I feel like give the rest of the quarterbacks a shot, Mills, I know at this point we're not looking for wins. We're looking for
confidence building things. So next season.
Yeah, I want the players around Mills to get better, like you said, for the next guy. So that's what I would do. And I would run the damn ball a little bit more. I feel like I love the way Pierce has
man.
Game by game, he's been getting better and better and better. And I just want to see more of that. I just want to see more of that.
So all of us were fans from the draft, and he's just he's captured.
Actually, today while I was watching the game, before he scored his 75-yard touchdown, I actually bought Pierce jersey, and hopefully I'll have it by next week.
Nice.
And I'll show it off. I was between him and Stingley, but I don't know. Pierce is just like you said, like from the draft, like we were talking about him. So
everyone that first round talent is just Florida. They again, the way their offense is built, like they don't need a workhorse.
They don't.
He had 100 yards. He had 100 carries last season and with Florida. So he doesn't have that wear and tear, which is great. I mean, honestly, like you can make him the workhorse, but
there's no need.
For some odd reason, Rex Burkhead is the focal point of our offense, and man, it's just it's mind-boggling. Like
we're trying to get those that number one pick, man. That's what it is.
And, what worries me a little bit is I think they're playing to win. I don't think they're playing to tank, which is
and that's what pisses me off, man. Because like you said, there's moments in the games when it looks like we have a chance to do something. And as a fan, you can't help but to want that win. We want that W at the end of the day, regardless whether or not the plan is to tank. You always want to see your team win. And when they put us within striking distance, just to like squander the chance, it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If we're gonna lose. If we're gonna win, if we're gonna try to win, then
just do it.
Just do it. Just commit. I don't know, man.
That's crazy. Like, so at halftime, like Herbert had over 200 yards passing, and Mills had 76 yards passing in a half of football.
So I actually put a bet on Mills to throw less than 235, I think was his projection. He ended up with more than that because at the end, he was just throwing like trying to throw bombs like towards the end.
Well, no, so with Mills, I think most of those yards came like on 2 chunk plays.
Yeah,
I mean, that was like last year. Like he had 6 last year, so he had 6 good quarters, not 6 good games, 6 good quarters.
yeah.
A half against the Patriots, a half against the Rams in garbage time, a half against the Chargers, and then a whole game against the Jaguars. But I mean,
Yeah, but like last year's Jaguars they're not the same as this season. You mentioned before we started recording, they're actually looking pretty legit.
They're probably the best team in the division.
In our division, yeah, I would say so. I would say so because Tennessee's been very hit or miss, and the Colts are not being as good as I thought they were going to be coming into the year.
We thought they were going to be a top 5 defense again. No, they're not there, but like the Jaguars.
I know, and I picked them on my fantasy, and they gave me no points. And let's not talk about that. Listen, so
with the
wait. Rios, we got to keep it short because I'm not like Carlos. I don't have like the full version, so it's about to stop the recording soon. So let's leave it short for today. I don't know how long we've been going for.
We got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. That's it. All right.
Well, 3.5 minutes. Yeah.
Let's just cut it short. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all listening. We're not sad that Carlos wasn't here. We're actually happy, and I hope he doesn't come back at all. We hate him.
He's our Mills. He's holding us back.
He's holding us back, man. We would be like in MVP conversation if it wasn't for Carlos. But we'll catch you guys again on Wednesday for the regular show, and then next week with our pre-game and post-game analysis. All right. Say goodbye to the people, Rios.
Adios, guys. It was fun.
It's always fun. Take it easy.